Hello everyone. We often hear that the Torah and the Gospel have been corrupted. The Bible of the Jews and Christians has been corrupted. Therefore, Allah revealed the Quran to Muslims as the final revelation. We also know that Muslims are forbidden from reading the Bible that belongs to the Jews and Christians. But at the same time, the Quran also states that Muslims must believe in the Torah and the Gospel. The Quran, Surah 5 verse 46 says, وَقَفَيْنَا عَلَىٰ أَثَارِهِمْ بِعِيسَى ابْنِ مَرْيَمَ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ مِنَ التَّوْرَاةِ وَهُدًى وَمَوْئِنْجِيلَ فِيهِ هُدًى وَنُورٌ وَمُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ مِنَ التَّوْرَاةِ وَهُدًى وَمَوْئِظَةً لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. And we sent, following in their footsteps, Jesus, the son of Mary, confirming that which came before him in the Torah. And we gave him the Gospel, in which was guidance and light, confirming that which preceded it in the Torah, a guidance and instruction for the righteous. Belief in the scriptures of Allah is the third pillar of faith, which is obligatory for every Muslim. A Muslim who denies and rejects his scriptures can be considered an apostate, leaving the teachings of Islam. Naturally, this raises questions and curiosity. Why must we believe in the Torah and the Gospel, but are not allowed to read them? In this video, we answer this question. Why must Muslims believe in the Torah and the Gospel, but are not allowed to read them? So, watch this video until the end. Now, let's start with the claim that the Torah and the Gospel have been corrupted. Is it true that the Torah and the Gospel have been corrupted? If we ask Christians, of course, they will say no. They will provide convincing evidence that their Bible has not been corrupted. They can show ancient manuscripts kept in museums and say that the only thing that has changed is the translation, because our language evolves over time. For example, Old Indonesian used the letters O, whereas modern Indonesian uses for the same sound. So translations must adapt to linguistic changes. Moreover, Christians can also show evidence that the Indonesian translation of the Quran has also changed. Even beyond that, the Arabic Quran itself has changed. The Arabic Quran in Indonesia today was last edited by Indonesian scholars in 2018. There were 186 changes to the wording of the Arabic Quran, not the translation, in 2018. So if we use the same standard, if we say that the Torah and the Gospel are corrupted because they were altered by human hands, then we must also say that the Quran is corrupted because it has also been altered by human hands. So, is it really true that the Torah and the Gospel have been corrupted? Who is actually claiming that the Torah and the Gospel are corrupted? Did Allah say that the Torah and the Gospel are corrupted? Let's see what the Quran says about the Torah and the Gospel. The Quran, Surah 5 verse 44 says, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَا التَّوْرَاةَ فِيهَا هُدًى وَنُورٌ يَحْكُمُ بِهَا النَّبِيُّونَ الَّذِينَ أَسْلَمُوا وَالَّذِينَ حَادُوا وَالرَّبْلَنِي وَالْأَحْبَارُ بِمَا أَسْتُحْفِظُوا مِنْ كِتَابِ اللَّهِ وَكَانُوا عَلَيْهِ شُهَدَاءَ. Indeed, we revealed the Torah, in which was guidance and light. The prophets who submitted to Allah judged by it for the Jews, as did the rabbis and scholars by that which they were entrusted of the Book of Allah, and they were witnesses to it. The Quran was revealed in the 7th century. So in the 7th century, Allah still affirmed the truth of the Torah, stating that it contained guidance and light, and that it was still preserved by Jewish rabbis and scholars. The Quran, Surah 9 verse 32 says, they want to extinguish the light of Allah with their mouths, but Allah refuses, except to perfect His light, even if the disbelievers dislike it. So Allah Himself says that the Torah, which contains light, cannot be extinguished. Moreover, the Quran, Surah 3 verse 3 to 4 states, He has sent down upon you, O Muhammad, the book in truth, confirming what was before it. And He revealed the Torah and the Gospel before, as guidance for the people. And He revealed the criterion, Quran. So in the 7th century, Allah said that those who deny His verses, including the Torah and the Gospel, and claim that they are corrupted, will receive a severe punishment from Allah. So, when were the Torah and the Gospel corrupted? After the 7th century? Did Allah send another prophet after the 7th century to declare that the Torah and the Gospel had been corrupted? No. So, who says that the Torah and the Gospel have been corrupted and should not be read? If we refer to the Quran, Surah 5 verse 44, they are the disbelievers. Let's think logically. Muslims believe that the Quran, the Torah, and the Gospel are the books of Allah. If Allah was unable to preserve the Torah and the Gospel, on what basis can we say that He is able to preserve the Quran? The Quran, Surah 5 verse 44, also states that Allah commanded the rabbis and Jewish scholars to safeguard His scriptures. Did Allah choose the wrong people? Are Arabs better than the Jews? Isn't it said that Arabs were actually a people of ignorance, Jahiliyyah? So, if the Jews were unable to preserve Allah's scriptures, then the Arabs would not be able to either. Besides, it is said that Allah sent 124,000 prophets. Did Allah make the wrong choice 124,000 times? Are you sure you want to say that Allah was wrong? Moreover, on what basis do we say that Allah did not make a mistake in choosing Muhammad? Did Muhammad compile the Quran himself? No. The Quran was only compiled by Uthman several decades after Muhammad's death. Let alone confirming that the Quran we have today matches the original revelations. Even the Mushaf compiled by Uthman was never seen by Muhammad. So, all of this is just blind faith without evidence. If we don't want to have blind faith, we should read the Bible and prove it for ourselves. And if we want to have blind faith, then we should believe that the Torah and the Gospel are the books of Allah that contain guidance and light, as stated in the Quran, Surah 5 verse 44, and the Articles of Faith in Islam. Not believe in the disbelievers who dislike the scriptures of Allah. According to the Quran, Surah 9 verse 32, these disbelievers want to extinguish Allah's light in the Torah and the Gospel with their mouths. But Allah refuses, and instead wants to perfect His light, even though the disbelievers dislike it. The proof is that, to this day, the Torah and the Gospel are still in the hands of the Jews and Christians, despite the disbelievers who dislike them forbidding people from reading them. So if you are a Muslim, start reading the Bible now. How? Simply download an app or read it online. You can start with the Torah in Genesis or the Gospel of Matthew in the Bible. If someone forbids you from reading the Bible, tell them that you are simply following the 3rd article of faith verse, believing in the scriptures of Allah. Then you can tell them that if you do not read the Bible, according to the Quran and Islamic law, you are a person who has apostatized and left Islam. You can show them the Quran, Surah 5 verse 46, as the basis for reading the Bible. If that person says the Bible has been corrupted and so on, ask them to show you where in the Quran it states that the Bible has been corrupted. They will not be able to show a verse in the Quran that says the Bible has been corrupted because such a verse does not exist. If they say that the Torah and the Gospel referred to are not the Bible held by the Jews and Christians today, ask them to show which Torah and Gospel are being referred to. If they answer that the Torah and Gospel referred to in the Quran no longer exist, ask them whether we are being commanded to believe in something that does not exist. Are they saying that the Torah and the Gospel we are commanded to believe in do not actually exist, yet we are still supposed to believe that they do? That would mean being asked to believe in a deception. If they insist on forbidding you from reading the Bible, you can show them the Quran, Surah 9 verse 32, and then ask them, are you the disbeliever referred to here, who dislikes and wants to extinguish Allah's light with their mouth? They will not be able to answer and will leave you to read the Bible. So start reading the Torah, the Psalms, and the Gospel in the Bible if you are truly a Muslim who follows Islam. If you refuse to read the Torah, the Psalms, and the Gospel in the Bible, then you are not a Muslim who follows Islam, but a disbeliever who has apostatized from Islam. Okay, that's it for this video. See you in the next one.
Teofilus yang mulia, Banyak orang menyusun berita tentang apa yang telah terjadi, seperti yang disampaikan oleh mereka yang adalah saksi mata dan pelayan firman. Karena itu setelah aku menyelidiki segala peristiwa itu dengan seksama, aku mengambil keputusan untuk membukukannya dengan teratur bagimu, supaya engkau dapat mengetahui bahwa segala yang diajarkan kepadamu